All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tyronet once again. So I think this is our first official video that we are going to use for our front-end training. So I believe by now you have set up your IDE. So I am using Visual Studio Code. So I'll give you the link to Visual Studio Code in the YouTube description. I think I did that. I gave you the link together with those using iPhones and Android. I give you the link in the WhatsApp page. So I believe by now you should all have your IDE set up. So mine is here. That is a Visual Studio Code. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is that we need to create a new folder on our desktop. So if you are not using a laptop, but then you are using your phone, yes, there is also a way out to create a folder on your phone. It's very simple. So a video will be sent on that for you to do exactly that for us. Okay, so I am going to create a new folder. And then I need to rename this folder as HTML tutorials. HTML tutorials. Okay. So my folder is well created and then renamed perfectly. So what we do is that now we need to open our Visual Studio Code. So follow the same steps as I'm doing. So you double click on it and then ensure that it is opened. Okay, so when you open it, for mine, because I am actually working on I was working on a project, so this is what I'll be having. But then when you open it for the first time, if it is your first time using it, you are going to get something like this. Okay, this is what you are getting if it's the first time you are launching your what's the name, the Visual Studio Code. So you get something like this. So you go to the top here where we have the files. Okay, the first thing you do, as I'm doing, when you come down, you see autosave. Automatically your autosave will not be ticked. It will be off, like something like this. Okay, so just click on it and then you have it ticked. That's the first thing you do. Then after that, we need to install some extensions. So I will give the names of those extensions in there YouTube description so that you follow and do the same thing. But then when you come to the panel here, this is where the extension is. So you click on this too. Okay, then you type in the names of those extensions that I will provide. Okay, the first one is the auto close tag, extension, and then the live server extension. So I'll provide the names of the developers, and then when you type in there, okay, so let's say live server extension. When you type the live server extension, you click on it. So I already have mine installed. So you install the same thing by this guy. Okay, he has a lot of people downloading it, and then from there you have the auto rename tag. Okay, also you install the same thing that I have here. So I'll give you the names in the description, then you follow accordingly. Okay, now when you are done, just come to the file, in the file menu, then scroll down and come to open folder. So the folder we created was on the desktop. So go to the desktop and then you get HTML tutorials, click on it and then select folder. Okay, so now your folder has been selected. Then somebody will ask, why are we creating this folder? So we create a folder so that it keeps all our files for us, okay, our HTML files and then our CSS files, as well as the JavaScript files. But then currently we are going to deal with HTML. So in this folder, every file that we are going to create or every code that we are going to program should be in the HTML tutorials folder. So this is how you will get it. You click on the arrow here. When you click, you see when it's like this, there's nothing at the top here, but when you click on the arrow here, these things show up. So when you put a cursor on this one, it says a new file. This one says a new folder. So click on a new file, and then we are now going to have our first HTML file. So we'll name it as tagging, okay? But then by default, anytime you are starting a website, if you want to build a website, your first page that you want it to show when anyone or any user get to the website, the first page, we mostly name it as index.html. So the browser actually identify that as the first page or the home page of your site, okay? But then this one, because we are going to take our time and then we'll go through step by step, we are going to start with the first lesson called tagging. So we call it tagging, then we bring the HTML extension .html, okay? So tagging.html, okay? In most cases, you are going to get the HTML color here. For mine, I am using an extension. I'll give you the name in the description so that I use. But then in most cases, you are going to see the left down sign and the greater than sign, okay? Yes. So we call it tagging.html. And then when you are done, just hit on the enter key on the keyboard, and then you have this. Okay, so this is the working area. This is where you are going to do your coding and everything. All right, now let's go back to the folder. Immediately we go to the folder, you see that the file we just created is showing up here in the browser way. Okay, so if your browser is a Microsoft Edge, you see the color or you see the logo changing to Microsoft Edge. Since I am using Google Chrome as my default browser, that is why I have it like this. So whatever I will do in here, okay, when I click on this, it has to show. You get it? It has to show. All right, but there's nothing in here. I don't have anything here. That is why this place is still blank or vacant. Okay, now throughout this training, we'll be using a site called W3 Schools. I believe this is not your first time hearing about it. So what I will do is that I will also add the link to the YouTube description. You can sign up and then you can be doing your own practice along with whatever we are doing. So when it comes to the HTML, click on the HTML, and then these are the things we are going to learn. So home, introduction, editors, basics, elements, attributes, headings, paragraphs, styles, format, quotations, whatever. So these are the things we are going to learn as far as HTML is concerned. Okay, so let's start. So he said HTML is the standard markup language for web pages. With HTML, you can create your own website, and it is easy to do that. Very, very easy to do that. So let's go to the next one. Then it goes on to give us more details about HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML describes the structure of the website. So when you visit any website at all, let me open a website here. Let's say tyronet.netlify.app. When we visit this website, okay, this is my personal website also, and then we have another one that we are using for the training called the clickcash.tech. And then I'll urge you to sign up for this because you'll be having most of your assignments uploaded on this website. So we want to see the structure of this website. Okay, if I want to see the structure of this website, right click anywhere on the website, then scroll down, go to view page source. Okay, when you click on view page source, you will see everything here about the website. So the name of the website is here. Okay, everything about the website is actually here, and this is what we call the skeletal system of the website, or the backbone of the website. Equally, when I come here and then I click, okay, let's go to inspect also. When you click on inspect, it shows you everything about the website. Let me go to the I need an HTML. So when you check this side, you see the codes, everything about the website is here. Everything about it. And that is what we say, it is the backbone of the website. Okay. So HTML forms the backbone of every website. Every website you can think of. We use HTML for that. Good. So this is what we are talking about. So these are the source code, everything here. Okay. All right. Now, let's get into it. So HTML consists of series of elements. Element tells the browser how to display the content. Okay. So it has element as a header. It has element as the body. It has element as a paragraph. It has element as a footer. It has element as a lot. There are so many elements that HTML can offer you. Okay, so that is what we are going to do today. Now let's get back to our code. So we want to learn tagging. Now in HTML, like we said earlier on, we have something we call tagging. We have two types of tagging in HTML. We have the close tag and then we have the open tag. Okay, now this is how the open tag looks like. So with the open tag, you use shift and then the equal to sign or the less than sign. Then let's say I want to talk about HTML. Okay, then so let me explain it this way. So this is the open tag and then this is the close tag. Everything you are doing is actually lost or is actually embedded in these two. Okay, so this one opens it and then this one closes it. Any element you are going to use in HTML should have a close tag and an open tag. Okay, yes. So the HTML open tag is this, the close tag is this. Aside the HTML, we have something we call the head. Okay, so one thing I like about Visual Studio Code is that all you need to do is to type the name of the element and then it gives you both the close and then the open tag. So I'm going to have head, and when I'm done typing head, just finish typing it and then hit enter. Type it and then just hit enter, and then it gives you both the close tag and then the open tag. Okay, so HTML has a structure. It's just like the human body. So we have the head, we have the body, and then we have the toes or the stomach. Let me put it that way. So the head talks about where you have your title, where you can put your favorite icon, and then the body talks about where you put your content, your images, your videos, your pictures, whatever. And then the last aspect of it, which is called the toe or the footer, is where probably maybe you can put the name of the developer and the year in which it was created. All right. So we've seen the close tag, we've seen open tag, and then the close tag, open tag, and then the close tag. So in the head of the HTML element or document, we are going to get what we call title. And as it stands now, let's check the title here. As it stands now, the title for this website is tagging.html. But then we want to change it to something like HTML tutorial. Then let's see what happens. You see that it has changed from tagging.html to HTML tutorial. So that's the same thing you can see over here. So any website that you visit, okay, it has its own title. Let me click on this Java and then see what happens here. You see, this one has changed to Java tutorial. You get it? So that is how we create title for our pages on an HTML or on a website. Okay, so the title is all the time found in the head of our document or of our website. The title is all the time located in the head. Okay, now you are done with the head. We are now coming to the stomach or the body. And for that one also, we call a different element. And that element we shall call is called the body, like I told you earlier on. So all these things are within the HTML open and then the close tag. And then in the open and the close tag of the HTML element, we have the three aspects. We have the head, we have the body, and then we have the footer. Okay. So in the head, in the body, it also has close tag and an open tag. What are some of the things that we can put in the body of a website? We can put images, we can put videos, we can put text, and so many things. Okay, so we are going to just try one of them. Let's look at H. So for the H stands for header. We have H1 to H6. Okay. So when you come here, we have let me go to, yes, for the H. So we have H as an element for the header. Then we have P for paragraph. Then we have another P also for paragraph. Okay. So it's just like when you are writing notes, you get your topic. So your topic becomes the header or the head, and then the body becomes the paragraph that you put in there. So these are some of the elements of an HTML. Okay, the elements of an HTML. All right. So let me come to the header 1, and then maybe type in the HTML tutorials. And let's go to our web page, refresh it, and then we should have it working. HTML tutorial. So assuming I copy, I told you that the header is up to 6, so you copy, then you paste it, and this is where I told you that the auto rename does the job for you easily. So I want you to check it out. So when I change this 1 to 2, automatically this one also changes to 2. When I change this side to 3, it also changes to 3. 4, it changes to 4. When I change this 1 to 5, the same thing is done. Then finally 6. Then let's refresh it, and as you can see, so you can see that the higher the number or the bigger the number, the smaller the font. So this is for the headings of the HTML tag element. Okay, so in the body, let's try another thing also called the P. The P also stands for paragraph. Let me say I am coding, or let's say I am learning HTML. Okay, I'm learning HTML. And then let's refresh it, and then you have it here. Okay, so that is that for today. So today we've seen what is tagging. And we have two types of tagging. We have the close tag and then the open tag. And then within the HTML element, we have three things. We have the head, we have the body, and then we have the footer. Okay, we'll look at the footer in our next tutorial. So I urge you to practice and then go to W3 Schools. This is where we got to. Yes, you don't need this. Let me check the basis also. You can read on that as well, but then keep on practicing. So this is just an overview of how the whole thing is going to be. So this is the lesson 1. Lesson 2 will come very soon. Remember to practice and then read more on this. Thank you. See you